Hello and welcome to the final spring training game of this season between the Colorado Rockies and the Oakland A's. This is from Dave Palmfield. Hello, my name is Daniel Scott. I'm happy to be hosting this game with you, and yeah. Discuss this is a Paul Blackburn. We'll be starting off this game for the Oakland Athletics as pitcher. Then Charlie Blackmon will be the first opponent that he faces tonight. So last game I mentioned that I would see and first pitch is a side ball. Would see what I could do in terms of getting Gary in on this. However, we tried to do a kind of like a mock game, and that's an inside sinker for a strike. But we decided like I think like 2 innings in. Like 1.5 that would not be a good idea to have us pull to it. And that almost seemed that Shelby had a bit of a momentum there, and that was almost the strike. But now the count is 3-1. Yeah, so this whole season he just getting me, and that sinker goes low, but is just high enough to be called a strike. With a full count now, and Shelby grounds it to first, and that is out to number 1 for Oakland, or should I say Sacramento, and soon to be Vegas. So Ezequiel Tovar is the second man up for Colorado. So I do have this on hybrid mode, so it should not be as long as the past one, and that ball goes right to the lower left corner of the box. And that seemed to be a bit too much inside the strike zone there for that to be a ball, but I guess the umpires call it, and that ball is swung foul down the base. Yeah, and I did choose 2 teams who kind of sucked, and that kind of to Ezekiel tries to swing it, but misses. Ryan McMahon, the bat for Colorado, and takes and swings and misses for strike number 1 by Blackburn. Low outside single for strike number 2. Then that single goes low to the outside for ball number 1. I may have to give myself a Rockies acidic natures because that good. Then that ball almost hits McMahon for ball number 2. But to get out of the way, that's tough. And then that ball popped up and is caught for out number 3, and now we head to bottom of the first at Date Palm Field in Glendale, Arizona, I believe. I'll just say Glendale, why not? Now Chase Anderson is the starter for Colorado. Yeah. And he will start facing Ryan and Noda. And the ball's grounded to the second for the number 1. And it's a Philly pick up. And let's take a look at the A's lineup. And I completely missed the Rockies with the first, second baseman and the right fielder as the starting 3. And Dakota's dead center for strike number 1 to Zach Geloff. And that ball goes slightly outside for strike number, well, for ball 1 rather. And then that ball bounces off catcher's glove, slightly below the zone for ball 2, and then strike 2 was a bit below the zone there by Mr. Anderson for a 2-2 count to Geloff. And pitch number 6 is line foul to down towards the, I believe, Rockets dugout. And that ball seemed like it hit him though, but I guess not. Now Seth Brown is up against Mr. Anderson and takes a ball for a 1-0 count. You know, I don't really like the A's. And that cutter goes a bit too outside there, but it gets counted. But gets called a strike, followed by a swing and miss, low curveball. I think it's a curveball anyway. And then that ball goes inside for ball number 2. And that ball gets lined out to just in the right against the wall. Again, the A's now have a man on second base. It's a nice hit there. Look at them, Seth Brown. Getting it to almost like right between well, like right actually it seems like the first place affect the middle right like the west on the field, and now Vent Walker is up and takes a strike as his first pitch, followed by a grounder to shortstop, and the A's 3-1 at the end of the first inning. And for what would have been a 1-0 lead into the second by the A's. Now Chris Bryant will kick off this inning for Colorado. Against Paul Blackburn. That's a ball. And takes a low ball as his first pitch. You know, I was planning on actually doing like the Dodgers or the Padres versus the Rockies, but I just decided, hey, you know, since we may see like a lot more of the Dodgers, you know, than I'm sure people would like, and Ryan takes a it takes a low outside sinker for ball number 2. And I'm sure the Padres are gonna do decent too, so you know, might as well we'll just do these two. Then Brian and check swings a sinker, and it seems like they'll call it. And he pops an inside sinker back to the net. And pops the ball to center field, and that is caught for out number 1 of the inning by Butler. And now Nolan Jones is up to face Paul Blackburn. You know, one thing I will say that the A's have done well is not giving up hits. Because so far, Paul Blackburn, sure, you know, like, he should have been at like 18 pitches, and that ball is lined out to left, but it's quickly caught by number 5. Throw to number 2, and now like Elias Diaz comes up for the Rockies. And takes a cutter just outside the zone for ball number 1. Yeah, because like you think about it, and that's a low sinker for strike number 1. Like you think about it, Blackburn, like, and that ball gets caught by the second baseman and for out the number 3. Yeah, so. And that will bring us to the bottom of inning number 2. Because Blackburn, like he has almost pitched enough to face like 10 batters. Which, you know, this only like into the game is, and especially when you've given, you know, like no one to your opposition. So Shale Langoliers just takes a questionable strike there by Anderson. Mr. Anderson, and then decides to check swing. And Matthew Ross, I believe it said, is the one giving us these questionable calls this evening. For a 1-1 count with that questionable call seamer. And that ball's lined to center field. And the A's now have a man on base. So with 0 people don't no outs. And it seemed like that ball was almost hit to the near identical spot that the A's hit at the last inning. Which, you know, which that may actually they now be like a target spot for Oakland. And now Lawrence Butler, the third rookie, I believe, for the A's, so who would be playing in center field and has contributed to most of the Rockies' unluckiness tonight. Takes a 1-2 count as he hits that high ball, that slightly high ball foul, followed by a low outside thrown ball, or pitch thrown ball, I should say.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
And it's a foul ball thrown. Oh, that's a full-seam rush. That's a thrown ball. And that ball is lined out to left center, and that hits the wall. And that hit will get Butler to second, then will get Shea home with an RBI. Leading the A's to a 1-0 lead over Colorado. Now with Jordan Diaz as the next one up, following that fairly lucky that fairly good sequence of events there by the first two batters this inning for the A's, and that ball is line foul. So if you're Jordan Diaz and you have a guy on second, there's no out, and that ball's bounced down the first base line, and the first baseman likes to hold it, and that ball is inside low, below the knees, and that is popped up, and the first baseman comes out and likes to catch that, and Bryant records the first out for the Rockies this inning. And now Tony Kemp comes up. And now you're in a slightly worse position than you were before, and that was Ross's or Moss's what it. And now Kemp has a 1-1 count following a slightly high strike and a low ball. And Kemp has a bit too much momentum there, and and that ball is I believe was grounded out to second and thrown to first, but now the A's have the guy on third with Nick Allen up to hit with a guy in scoring position and 2 outs against the ball. Yeah, so Kemp had a bit too much momentum there, and carries himself to go for the plate, but they elect to not give him the strike there. So then Nick Allen so far has a 2-0 count, and swings and misses at a would-be 3-0 count for a 2-1 with a four-seam fastball, and takes another four-seamer as a 2-2 count against Mr. Anderson. And that ball is lined out to right field, and this is now a 2-0 game as the A's have a guy on first base. And then now 2 RBIs this inning. With Ryan Noda and his second attempt against Chase Anderson this inning. This game so far, I should say, with a ground out in the first, and he'll take a pair of strikes as his first. Well, I should say one strike, then one swing and miss at a high pitch, and he likes to keep his streak alive there for 2 pitches in a row for a 2-2 count. And that was a questionable ball there by Moss, or Ross, for the third out of the inning, as we take a 2-0 lead into the third. With Brandon Rogers as the leadoff man this inning, and he will get a start against Paul Blackburn, and he will check swing, and he'll get some momentum across the plate for a sinker that gets called the ball on the outside. and that ball is lined to the elevated sand wall. The first strike number one. The foul, and now the ball grounds the second and gets to first on time for out the number one. And that's a great play there by number 20 on first base. As Hunter Goodman with his first time up, cracks it to center field, but Bryant catches it as he is about to enter the warning track. With Brenton Doyle, I believe the second rookie, takes his first attempt at this. In this game against Blackburn, as he pops one back foul. And that ball goes foul down the left side. And he holds his swing at that one for a 1-2 count against Paul Blackburn. You know, I would like to see to get the lucky can at least get on base against the A's. And he takes that as a 2-2 count against Paul Blackburn for pitch number 35. And he pops that to second, and that is the final out of the top of the third as we head down to see if the A's can
leading off for the A's.
extend the lead with Zach Geloff as the top man in this inning, as he takes a lower inside corner strike with a cutter, I believe, as strike number 2 on the inside the wall, and Anderson decided to throw the first seamer slightly higher there, and followed by an outside curve, I believe, for ball number 2. And that's strike number 3 against Geloff for Chase. Surprisingly, third strike this inning. Let's talk out this game. As he throws an opening ball to Seth Brown, followed by a foul ball down the left side, and that ball is just bounced foul off of the catcher's shins, and that ball is lined to right center field, and that will result in a double by Seth Brown. And I believe that was actually his second straight hit to that almost same spot in 2 innings, as Brent Rooker sees if he can not strand his teammate here, as he takes ball number 1 from Mr. Anderson. And that's ball number 2 on the outside of the zone. And that's close ball there for a 3-0 count against Flint Walker when you got the guy on second.
Thank you, Ben.
And Mr. Anderson will walk Flint Walker
Now batting, catcher, Shea.
as Shea Langlers, the ace catcher, will come up as he is 1-for-1, and he was like, if you remember, the A's first RBI last inning, as he now has a guy on the first and second, and that ball's grounded out to left field as Brown slides in and is safe at home for 1 RBI for Shea Langlers. As the Rockies left fielder falls down, and it seems like the Rockies were just a couple milliseconds away from making that, from keeping the 2-0 deficit. As long as Butler the grounded to second, and sacrifices Shea whoever. They have guys on in the corners now as Jordan Diaz with his pop out last inning, and then comes up and sees if he can increase the damage this inning, as he takes an outside swept by Mr. Anderson. Followed by a lone side ball. Ty Blotch is warming up here in the Rockies dugout, or I should say bullpen. Sorry. As Mr. Anderson throws a pop-up pitch to center field, and that will come down as the throw out as Shea Langlers is responsible for Brown's RBI this game and the increased 3-0 lead, as Charlie Blackmon comes up to face Blackburn for the second time this inning, this game. I'm sorry. As he takes an inside four-seamer. I will say that Blotch, that Mr. Anderson really, has not been that good, because he's had close to, at this point, twice the amount of pitches that Blackburn has. As Blackburn, Blackmon, I should say, swings and hits and a high ball foul and flicks out his second time up for Blackmon's second strikeout this game. As Ezekiel Tovar comes up for his second time as he struck out last inning, or first inning. I'm sorry, my brain is not in broadcast mode.
Nope, that's the way.
Yeah, so I think Anderson has like 20 to something, 24, 26 pitches more than Blackburn has, and yeah, and I think that just kind of goes into saying how I think underrated of a team the A's may be, because they have been around for a while, and recently they've been given the as Tovar takes us account. Because it just seems like in the past, as Blackburn walks Tovar for the first base runner this whole game for the Rockies, as Ryan McMahon can see if he can come up 1-2 and see if he can cut down some of the A's lead, or at least make it more possible. and that ball is grounded out to shortstop, and that's a double play, and to end the top of the inning by the A's, as they retain their 3-0 lead over Colorado, going into the top of the fourth inning. Because, like I was saying, the A's, I feel like, have kind of been at the lack of salary cap, as Tony Kemp takes his second stand against Miss Madison, as he hits a home run to open up the inning and make this a 4-0 game against Colorado. Well, that was fast. Man, Kemp just 105.5 miles an hour for 419 feet. You know, I went into bed. That was actually the same spot that the A's have been targeting this whole game. Like that one spot, like right center field. Like Nick Allen takes a 1-0 count against Chase Anderson. As the cutter goes inside ball. Yeah, you know, I just feel like the A's have just kind of been like, due to their lack of the cash flow. They've been kind of not. They've not been able to really recruit, you know, that, or keep, for that matter, like any, actually good players, as Allen fouls his third ball in a row and takes a mid-outside cutter for Anderson's fourth strikeout, and out to number 1. And Ryan Noda takes the plate against Anderson for the second time up. Lines to shortstop, and I should say grounds to short, and that throw barely gets there in time for out the number 2, as Zach Geloff takes, and we'll see if he can improve his over to count with both those being strikeouts, as he lines one to left, and the left fielder misses it, and it hits a wall, and that allows Geloff to get on base with a double. You can see there that the left fielder was extremely close to having it. Just if he jumped like a second or two later to prospect, as that ball gets blocked by the first baseman and flips up to the pitcher for the final round. They just Tony Kemp records the game's first home run in the bottom of the fourth. As Chris Bryant will take the stand for his second time against Paul Blackburn this game, as he takes a sinker lower middle of the strike zone for strike number 1. And that's a stinker by Blackburn. that goes just below the zone for a 1-on-1 count. Lower left corner single by Blackburn to make it a 1-2 count against Wayne. And that ball is lined to left field as the shortstop almost gets a glove on it, but he can't quite capitalize on it. And Nolan Jones follows up the Rockies' first base hit this whole game, as their first base runner was a walk on balls to first them up, as that ball goes foul by Nolan Jones. One man on first, no outs, and an 0-2 count against Nolan Jones to start off the 5th inning. You know, and we thought that Backlund, like up to this point, like was actually doing fairly good for the A's, as that ball is grounded to short and at second, and that's another double play by Oakland as Jones gets hot at first, as Elias Diaz comes in at 6th. Was that for his second attempt as he takes a sinker. That's like 1. You know, I will say that the A's have actually done quite well this game through double plays and just getting the ball out to left center to like actually making the outfielders like 1. For as that ball is grounded to second, then Diaz is safe off of a wide throw by the A's second baseman. As I may get my words here with that play. You know, no, it seemed like they were quite confident there too, but now Brendan Rodgers takes his second whack at this, and with a guy on first, and hopefully they won't stand the guy again, as that cutter takes the upper left corner for strike number 1 against Rodgers this inning, as he grounded out in this 3rd. As that cutter goes low for a 1-1 count. You know, the 8, and I'm sure I said this already, the A's have actually done like a really, really good job of pitching and just keeping like 3 batters per inning, except this one, because sure, they got the double play, but they got a guy on first with 2 outs. Blackburn's pitched almost 60 pitches. This would be his 60th video. As that ball is lined to left field, and Allen just snags it and records the 4th or the 3rd out for this inning and falls bat up. So now Brent Rooker for his 3rd time up, as he got a walk in the 3rd. Last time he was up against Mr. Anderson, as Anderson has thrown just 12 pitches. Well, I should say it's 11 last inning, as he throws 2 straight strikes, 1 to almost opposing corners for Rooker. And that ball hits, it seems like right next to the plate, and that's followed up by a check swinged by Rooker, and but they decide to give him a strike, as Shea Langler's possibly the one of, if not the most successful A of this lineup so far. Well, I should say this game comes up for his third attempt as he pops up out to short, and that ball is caught for out to number 2
Now batting, center fielder.
by Tovo.
Flores. Butler.
And now Momus Butler for his third time up, as Anderson throws his 80th pitch this game as a cutter dead middle of the zone for a strike. And that ball is lined foul into right field, and and now Butler swings and misses at a high outside ball pitch for the final out of the fifth. Now Hunter Goodman, Hunter Goodman, I'm sorry, for his second time up, I should say, against Blackburn. Swings and misses at a cutter. Full strike one.
No, that's a ball.
Takes a high inside ball. And lines that to left field, and that looks like it will be a single for Hunter Goodman, as the Rockies have their second hit of the game, and I believe in their third base runner. In the sixth, as Brenton Doyle will step up for his second time up against Paul Blackburn, as he will take a
No ball. One strike.
cutter as a strike. In the middle inside of the zone is Blackburn. Prepares for his 65th pitch.
Nope.
Will be an outside four seamer for ball number 1. And so far we're at about half the length of the first game, as that ball is lined out to short as they only manage to get out to 1, as
Now batting,
Doyle makes it just barely in time. Think of the pitch, and Charlie Blackmon will take his third attempt at this, as he swings a bit too far on a low pitch. 1 second.
No ball.
And Blackburn is struck out by Blackburn for, I believe, his third strikeout this game, as Ezekiel Tova comes up for his, I believe, third attempt, as it's Oriole makes it back just in time.
No, that's a
And
ball.
that pitch goes a bit low for a 1-0 count against Ezekiel Tova.
Oh,
Just like that Tova, as I believe Tova was walked his second time up, as that ball is lined to right, and they will elect to hold the runners. Well, they are. as the Rockies seem to have picked up some momentum here, as the game is going on, as McMahon takes a high inside cutter as strike number 1. Cinco, low outside for ball number 2. And that ball is fouled back to the Rockies dugout. And my man likes to swing at a low pitch, to bring it in to the 6th inning as he swings 2. The most runners on base by the Rockies this game so far. Photo!
Your attention, please.
7th inning.
Now,
Inning against Ty Blotch.
number 50. Ty
Takes a stand for Mr. Anderson. In the bottom of the 6th, as his first opponent will be Jordan Diaz, who is 0 for 2 so far this game. And Blotch has one of the slowest windups that I know of, and that is, and his first pitch is a ball. And that ball is swung at and fouled. And that ball's
now batting. Left fielder.
grounded down the first base line, and Diaz is the first out as the first baseman decides to take the base. And now Tony Kemp, the home run just 2 innings ago, grounds out similarly as Diaz to first base, and is recorded as an out by Bryant. And now Nick Allen to come up to bat against Ty Blotch for his first time this game, and he takes a questionable ball as Brent Sutter is Blotch's backup in the Rockies bullpen. You know, if I were the A's, I would consider bringing out
Nope, I'll do.
and that's another questionable change-up ball there by Moss. I'm just gonna call him Moss because Moss
3 balls,
probably
no strikes.
is a bit rusty when it comes to or Moss has
Ball 4.
his whole rules book has been covered in moss, so I'll just call him Moss.
Now batting.
As Blotch just walks what would have been an easy 1-2-3 beginning, as Ryan Noda comes up for his first attempt at Ty Blotch, as Noda takes a slightly outside the box strike by Blotch. Oh yeah, like Noda takes the outside strike, I'm sorry. Followed by an inside second for number 2. And Noda decides not to swing at that, as that goes low for ball number 1. And he pops that back foul.
Safe, I said he's safe.
As clock tries and fails to pick off Warner. And that ball is grounded to first and flipped up to Blanche as the sixth comes to an end, and we still sit at 4-0. A's over Rockies. In Glendale. Maybe. And now, Chris Bryant with his single back in the fifth inning will come up for his third attempt at Blackburn. And check swings the cutter, but Marcy there decides that he swung a bit too far. And Bryant swings and misses that four-seam one, I believe, for strike number 2. And grounds that out to shortstop, and that would be out to number 1 this inning for the Athletics. And now Nolan Jones will take his third attempt and follow by a line out and ground out his first 2 times up. He has to be hoping for a better at bat this time, and takes an 0-1 cutter to inside of the strike zone. And swings and misses at that sinker. As you have to be wondering, is Blackburn getting a bit tired here, because he's pitched 81, now 82 pitches as that ball goes foul. And yeah, it seems like the A's are content just keeping him in here as long as they possibly can. As that ball is the final strike for the second out by Blackburn, and that's his 5th strikeout this game. As Diaz lines that ball foul down the right side of the field. Now foul down the left side. As he has to shuffle back for a low inside ball that's sort of like a right in the shin. As he lines one up to right field, and that would be a first, or a single goal I should say, as Noda nearly gloved it, but it was just a couple inches out to reach. Now Brendan Rogers is the next one up, as he swings and misses at a sinker for his first strike this at bat. As he, following, I believe it was Jones, has just about had every single strike, or I should say, out, except strikeout and a pop out. This game up to this point, and he will foul that one down the left side of the field, just past the third base line. No, this late, as he also has to shuffle out of the way, as Blackburn almost hits him in the shins. This late in the game, the A's really have to consider kicking Blackburn out, as he throws his second ball in a row to Rogers, and he's throwing like 3 balls each the past couple bats, and that's now an inside ball by Blackman to Rogers. And we have not seen a single peek at the A's dugout as Rogers fouls that back. And that is a foul down the first base line as Blackburn reaches the final 5 pitches to 100 as Blackburn strikes out the side. Then now Zach Geloff will come up for his first time against Ty Blach. As he takes an inside fastball for ball number 1. And bunts it down left side and manages to make it to first in plenty of time.
Number 15.
Well, as the first bunt in this game, as fifth round now comes up as Geloff gets back just some time off of Blach's attempted pickoff. Now Brown, his first attempt against Blach, as he pops up to left field, and that is an out, and out to the number 1 for the A's. This inning, as Brent Walker now comes up, and as his only time at base was when he was walked a few innings ago. Other than that, he's been 0-2 and fairly unsuccessful as he takes a low curveball for strike 1 by Ty Blach. Swings that changeup foul.
That's the ball.
Takes a low outside changeup as ball. Dave Palm Field. What a name for field.
That's the ball.
Another long side changeup as a ball. And a 2-2 count by Ty Blach. And that ball is grounded out to right center field, and that results in Rooker getting 2, and now the A's having a guy on second, and a guy on third. So 2 men in scoring position. As Anglers comes up again, possibly the most successful for Oakland A this game, as he takes a first pitch strike against Ty Blach, and fouls that changeup backwards. Takes a outside single as a ball. And he grounds that out to second, and he's out, but that is a sac of yard by Anglers as the A's now lead by 5-0 as Lawrence Butler comes up. Against Blach, as his first pitch is taken as an outside sinker. So all Butler has to do is to get on base, as long as it's not through walking, as he takes an inside changeup ball. And lines it right to third as he gets thrown out in time, and they stand one on third as the Rockies deficit increases by 1. Now Hunter Goodman comes up as Paul Blackburn is still in the game for the Oakland Athletics. As he throws his 97th pitch, as that ball is grounded out to third, and those is offline, and the A's now have well, the Rockies, I should say, now have a guy on first base. You know, that seems a bit weird to say that the Rockies actually have a guy on base, as Brendan Doyle, comes up, and the error count for the A's increases to 2, following, I believe, the second incident like that. The other one being all the other game. I kind of forget what inning that was, to be honest. There's a few, as Doyle takes a mid, like a lower middle of the zone sinker. As a strike, followed by a curve strike number 2. And Doyle goes down on strikes. It's for Blackburn's 7th strikeout this game. As Blackman comes up for his 4th attempt against Blackburn. As Blackburn has now reached 100 pitches this game in 8 innings of play. As that ball is grounded to right field, and the Rockies now have a man on first and second. And I saw some movement back there in the A's bullpen. Or at least I think I did. As Ezequiel Tovar takes his 4th attempt at this and takes a ball as his first pitch this inning. And he swings and misses at that cutter, as Adrian Martinez and Trevor May are warming up in the Athletics bullpen. As Paul Blackburn throws a pitch to Tovar, and Butler catches that way back at the warning track in the far end of center field, and Ryan McMahon comes up as batters have advanced to third and to the corners. And McMahon takes a lower side sinker as 5,806 fans fill the stands as McMahon hammers that ball to right center field, as the game is now 3-5. Thanks to Ryan McMahon. You know what? No, I was gonna say, like before, as that ball goes 106.7 miles an hour and 410 feet, as the A's make a call to the bullpen, and Blackburn is finally retired. The 4th night, as Lucas Orkeg comes up to relieve Blackburn, but I don't remember okay, actually being in the dugouts. So he has to be a bit cold. So as Chris Bryant is the first
That's the ball.
opponent for Orkig, as Orkig pitches a bit high for ball one. Yeah, like I was gonna say, like before the Rockies actually go for a home run, like try loading the bases first. But I mean, hey, no, 2 outs, and that's just as Ryan McMahon for the first time this game limits the A's lead from a lead of 5 to now a lead of 2 as the A's. So Jordan Diaz against Ty Blatch will try to again blow the deficit as Diaz takes a curveball as like one. Yeah, like I was gonna say, like before the Rockies get a homer, just go for a grand slam as that ball is grounded up. 2 seconds, and it was made in time first. Yeah, so then that way, the deficit could be by 1, but hey, I get them, just going for the home run early, and that ball is called a strike as it's close to the border there. And Kemp decides to take that as a ball. Kemp moves to 1 for 3. Now grounds it up to the shortstop, and they fire it over to Ryan. And Garcia makes the catch. As now Nick Allen then comes up against the Ty Blatch, which I believe he was walked a couple of his previous times, not one, and by a couple I mean 1. As he takes a sinker as his opening pitch for this inning, and that would be a ball, followed by a ball 2 changeup. As he grounds that down the third base line, and the fielder gets it to it just in time to limit the Nick Allen to a single. So like Ryan Noda comes up now against Ty Blatch, and Noda is 0 for 4 this game and has been less than phenomenal so far. As he takes a ball 1, just inning so far, followed by the below the zone sinker. It seems like this is Blatch's strategy. She did 1 left side, 1 below, then just start doing fact as the count on Noda is now 2-1. As that is a bit of a pushable single there of Marcy, and the count has now grown to 2-2 as that ball is grounded to third, and the throw is made to second base as the A's maintain a 5-3 lead. As Trevor May now comes in for the A's, and I believe he was actually one of the pitchers who was in the bullpen for the Athletics. So this may be a good the decision, as Nolan Jones will be his first opponent. And that ball is line and will go foul. And the guys at Paul rules. The ball has to hit the ground. Right before the line, in order for it to be counted as live when it goes foul, as Jones takes a 1-2 count against Trevor May. Ken May. And Jones swings and misses at a ball that seemed to be by his shins there. I was almost surprised that that he was not hit by that pitch. And now Elias Diaz will be Trevor May's second opponent this inning, as May throws a really fast four-seamer up there near the upper left corner, followed by a outside ball. And let's see if May can bring the A's home here, as Diaz pops that up and is caught left center field by the left fielder. And now Brendan Rogers, just potentially, he's the last batter of this game and May's last opponent. He takes a low left corner four-seamer. Followed by a ball foul down towards the Rockies dugout. And a slider to the lower left corner of the strike zone. As Rogers grounds that to first, and that is the ball game. As the A's successfully hold the Rockies to a 2-1 deficit, as the Rockies have just managed six hits to the A's 11. Well, thank you for joining us for these two spring training games on MLB The Show 23. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. Again, we will see you tomorrow with opening day with Yankees Orioles, I believe. So see you then. Bye.